This is the Transparency Podcast Show.
Yeah, so born and raised in Los Angeles. I've been in activism probably about 11 years now. I've worked as a DJ, I've worked as an event producer, I've worked as a board member for LA Pride. I'm also the current chair of the West Hollywood Transgender Advisory Board. Very excited about that. And I'm all around just working really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I met you, you were in a play. Do you have any acting passions or any sort of practice in that field?
Yeah, so I mean, I've always loved acting. My biggest challenge with acting is always remembering the lines, definitely. I always get nervous when I go to remember the lines. I can give the passion in the character, but oh my God, when you're reading those lines, I just forget everything that needs to be said. And
Yeah, so I was so amazed because play you cannot do a cut or editing. So I haven't done any play before because of my language barrier. So I don't. Yeah. So so I watched the show and like I was mentioned, I couldn't tell you're a trans man. That is a compliment. But so have you always been feeling different, growing up?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's every trans person's story is unique. Yeah. I kind of came out of the womb trans, kicking and screaming.
Okay.
I knew I was trans from a very early age. Unfortunately, I grew up in the 90s, so there wasn't any resources or even awareness. Trans men didn't even really exist. We had maybe one or two in media, and it was very limited to even see trans mask folks. So, I've grown through that experience and been really intentional about being visible as a trans man because we got to show up and show our story and really tell about what we're going through so we can create these resources.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you came out, how do your family or friends respond to that?
Oh, well, I mean, for me, it's been definitely a challenge. I came out to my family about 16 years old, and it didn't really go too well. I left home afterwards, and I've been on my own pretty much ever since with any blood-related relatives. Recently, I did reconnect with my aunt, who is in New York, which is amazing. Someone I connected with actually at the age of 20. I didn't even know she existed. And she's so queer-friendly. And it's so beautiful because she originally was married to a man when I first met her. And through a lot of conversation that we had, she actually discovered her own sexuality in that process. So now I'm an elder even to my aunt, and she calls me, and it's so crazy because she's like dating all these girls and asking advice. And I'm like, you just came out. What do you mean you have a date on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday? Like, what is going on in New York? So it's just been this ever-evolving stage for me. And, again, I haven't had the direct family, but I've been able to build my own family through community.
Yeah, that's exactly. Because oftentimes when we put ourselves out there, music or even video projects, outsider will make some comments, negative comments, and usually our response to is like, you need to open your mind, be open, because you never know, maybe one of those days, somebody colleague, friends, or family might came out, and then, So, also, what about your music experience? Do you always have passion towards music?
Music has healed my soul. Music is my biggest passion. I originally was a geek in school. I didn't go to parties or anything. I stayed and I learned how to play as many instruments as possible. I got into electronic music at the age of 14. I was lucky enough to do that through high school. I went to the magnet program, actually. I was able to get in through that through music. And music has been a saving grace for me. It's been something so important to really telling my story while at the same time creating melodies and sounds and lyrics that really represent what I'm going through. And it's so transformative to create a song and listen back to it. And I'd almost forget that I'm the one singing to the lyrics because I can relate to the singer so much because it's telling my story. And it's hard to find music like that for us.
Yeah, because LGBTQ love stories. I invite Shane to write a song for us. We might include it in the end of the show.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, it was a great. I love the song. So good. It's called Bloodline, right?
Yeah, Bloodline.
Is that related to what you just mentioned with your family?
Yeah, that was exactly what that was related to. The experience that I had with having to learn that I had to let go of family and the pain that caused through the bloodline experience, but also realizing at the same time that the family that I can build doesn't necessarily have to be through my bloodline. I can build it outside with community.
Yes. We talk about family and community. I went to your wedding.
Yes, you did.
And
one of only 20 people that were invited. No, there's people that are still mad that didn't get invited. Yes, yeah.
I'm so honored. And actually, that was still up to today. That's the only wedding I went for in our community. Yeah. So it's very unique, and we all had a good time. And so now you're building your own family now, right?
Yeah.
So how's the journey so far?
The journey has been great. I've been with my wife for 17 years now. I am building my career. I'm working with the city with a lot of good changes. And, through a lot of the things that I have been able to experience, whether good or bad, I can always see that there's something that we're building in the end.